the idea with Hyundai Home was I get an EV, and some people are early adopters of EV. They know I need a charger. Maybe I want a level 2 charger. Maybe I want a 350 kilowatt charger. I guess if you can do it. And they understand that. And then some people are like, I needed a charger. And this is not to make fun of anybody.
But literally, you have customers that want to buy an EV and then they realize
well, they don't know. Maybe they don't know I need a level 2 charger, right? Maybe you're just going to charge from your.
Just going to plug in.
Exactly. And by the way, how much is that going to cost me? And what kind of expense is that going to be for me? So from a Hyundai Home perspective, the idea is, I think we've done a good job coming with the technology. So launch in your first year and win, World Car of the Year. Launch the second year off the same platform and win World Car of the Year again. With Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6, the idea was there's education and awareness when we move from early adopters to mainstream. And again, to get to our goals in 2030, you're going to have to accommodate mainstream. And so maybe there's an opportunity here to say, with an energy advisor, I can tell you this is how much a charger costs. And by the way, this is the installation for your particular home. And I have someone that I've checked out as a good installer, and you can trust this person. Then there's, you want to bring solar, because maybe that's how you want to get the electricity to your. And then now maybe I want battery storage for when it goes out. Maybe eventually one day I want to sell it back to the grid and somehow make some money. And I need an energy advisor because I just don't know about it. And by the way, maybe there's specific incentives in Allentown, Pennsylvania, that's specific to you, that if you do this, you get this much of your taxes. And someone leads you through that process, because this entire electrification journey it's going to, I say it takes a village, but an ecosystem, right? And so now, how can we use that to benefit consumers that want that opportunity? We're not just looking at that. So there's Hyundai Home. There was Electrify America for if you want to do it out of home. And because we launched the eGMP platform on that 800-volt architecture, which was really unique, it brings, you have it in things like Porsches, but you don't have it in maybe mainstream vehicles. Democratizing that technology, now you're bringing that, I can charge 10 to 80% in 18 minutes, faster than your iPhone, right? So even if I do it at Electrify America, when I can get my 350 kilowatt charger, or I do it at home, I can, if that's a way that I can get that connected. It's how do we bring Electrify America? How do we bring Hyundai Home to help you be able to do this at home, but you don't know all about it, and I'll have someone walk you through the process.
Is it a Hyundai person, or you work with partners?
Yeah. So Electrum,
you don't make your own solar panels.
Right. Exactly. So and so we've got partners, but the other thing that we did is we didn't want like one partner goes out of business or something like that. So we have multiple partners. We'll do that with chargers. We have multiple partners with the solar panels and with the battery storage, right? Because all of this is needed for the electrification journey. It's not only just coming correct with the technology. And so from an infrastructure opportunity, maybe we can work with dealers that have, if they live in a maybe not New York City, but and they have a dealership with a lot of real estate, maybe we can work with them to pair them up with a partner in traditional oil company to build infrastructure for EV or maybe hydrogen on that. Is that a possibility? We have in Korea our e-pit stations, which is kind of a network to for Hyundai to have people charge their vehicles battery EV. Is that something maybe we can look at in the States, right? Are there in urban environments? What if we could set up where you kind of Airbnb your electricity? So I have a brownstone. I work with a company that has a charger that is right in front of my house. And then Jamie's in town for the auto show and he needs to charge his EV. He does it. Maybe the brownstone owner gets a cut and the company gets a cut. And then we build those to try to have them in urban environments. But we're working on all those avenues from an infrastructure standpoint, from the in-home with Hyundai Home, and then from the out-of-home with Electrify America, and maybe others as we go forward. But all of that is needed to accompany the great EVs like Ioniq 5 and 6.
And you mentioned in the press conference about that it's in place in 43 states?
Yeah, because the one, both with Hyundai Home and Evolve Plus, the subscription side, one of the things that I want to do, which I really value when you work with a traditional company and you're just when you work for the traditional company, and is that we're really taking the time to do the due diligence and incorporating the partnership with the dealers, right? So we spent all last year like sort of working through the kinks of what could happen with this, both with Evolve Plus and with Hyundai Home. And so this year now is the year to scale it. So we're at the point with Hyundai Home that we can get it to 43 states.
Is there an average cost? What's the upfront? I mean, I feel like with the charger, right? I mean, I think you can still get a tax credit, right?
Well,
to kind
so
of
the
cover
charger,
that, or is it not
in general,
necessarily?
right? The charger's probably like $749, $750 in that range. But the installation. Now, some people, like maybe I have to go from your house all the way to the street or whatever it is, and then the cost is different, right? So it depends on that. And that's why you want that energy advisor or the installer and that piece of it. But $749 for the charger.
Okay.
Probably, let's say, in general, I wanted to get charger, solar panels, battery storage. I'm just going to go all out.
All in. Full pack, full boat.
A little bit, and it depends on the size of your house and all that.
Yep.
But let's say it's $60K, right?
Okay.
But there's incentives that'll let you take off about 26 to 30% off that. So you're gonna have it subsidized to a great degree, and then depending on which particular state you live in, there might be additional subsidies, and that's why we want that energy advisor to get that.
Right.
But the thing is, you might have a savings over the long term because maybe now you set your house up to be in a position to sell back energy to the grid
or
to
just not
generate
pay for everything
and
for
not
10
pay
years,
for it.
and then you're golden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very
And so we feel like getting into this now as the EV journey is starting to sort of accelerate. You need that piece in conjunction with the actual vehicle.
Tell me a little about the Disney car. How did that come about?
Well, there was already a relationship marketing had developed with the Disney team, right? And so last year we talked about, because it's Disney's 100th anniversary, and is there something we could do to sort of collaborate in terms of product? And so my team worked with the marketing team to see, because we wanted to design something, but we didn't want it to be, we still wanted it to have level of sophistication and elegance associated with both brands, right? And so we wanted it to represent Disney, but it's in subtle ways, right? So we did the wheels, but not like the entire Mickey Mouse face
Not
in the
literally
wheels.
Mickey Mouse,
Yeah,
but
right.
just
But you
an
could
homage, a
tell,
hint to
right,
the
by the ears,
yeah.
right? And then you can sit in the seats, and then we knew that there was something we could do with the touch screen and the iPad and the head unit. And so we wanted to make sure that we could bring that together. And we feel we're bringing the best of Hyundai, especially in terms of EV. So we wanted to pick an EV in particular. We picked our special gravity gold color. It's matte, and we feel it reveals all of the sort of elements very nicely, but in a sophisticated manner. And I think it's going to be just a great partnership. We've been working really well.
I'm going to tell my CEO about this because, Automotive News has its 100th anniversary coming up. 2025, I think the Automotive News edition.
Are there some kind of ears
Ioniq
associated
6.
with
We've got
Automotive
the logo.
News?
We've got our AN logo, could be right there.
Maybe.
All right. Well, it was great to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
Thank you.